Hello, I am Rebecca Majoya, and I'm very interested in this position because it's the thing that I've found after doing social work for about 30 years. Mentoring works. It just seems to make an actual impact on people, and both the youth and the adults. To go from a strengths-based position, and sometimes it was really hard when I was dealing with a parent and not directly with the youth, if that makes sense. And at the Women's Network and Shelter, when I worked there, now New Story House, it was similar in that often I found that the youth had to go back to a battering situation because they were living with their parent, and so you couldn't untangle it as well, if that makes sense. Because youth are so much more apt to be able to hear something new and integrate it into their life, which I love. I find fascinating. And in the process of working with mentors, just 90% of them that come to you, like, their personality is such that they're interested in making real change and meeting youth where they are, and if not, they're open to listening about how to meet youth where they are and then build on their strengths. And they're just learners. They tend to be lifelong learners, which is really exciting. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is in the last 6 months, my wife and I have become goddess parents of 2 little ones, and both of these moms had people suffering or struggling with addiction as parents. And in one case, both parents. So their own parenting skills feel very rough, and they're struggling with, how do I parent this baby, this itty bitty person, when I don't really want to rely on the way that I was parented. So I didn't know if there's a way to integrate into the youth that we're going to work with. If they're all single youth, maybe they are. If there's any single parents, I'd love to do some sort of group with, as I've talked about these moms, about having a support group. Like, how would they respond to having a support group that was not necessarily a support group, just a hangout group of mothers, those of us who have kids anywhere from small to grown, and just chatting about what they're struggling with and what seems to be working, what isn't working, what do we have to offer them, because they don't necessarily have parents nearby that either they're not even nearby or they're unreliable, so they're not sure how to take what they tell them or show them as parenting tips. But I think it's the same with all of our youth in their life. If so many of them have been affected by trauma, been affected by substance abuse, all of these things, and so it just muddles, how do I live my life in a strong way, in using all of my gifts and my passions and the stuff that I have to bring to the world. How do I use that in a way to benefit the world, myself, my kids, my whoever, friends, people around me. And I love giving youth third spaces, because there's just not enough places where youth can come together with other healthy youth, meet people in their age range, because as we know, over 50% of Vermonters very soon are going to be over 60. And so these young people need other young people to come together in spaces that aren't necessarily places just to socialize, but places to also socialize safely, talk about things that are important to them, get some insight, but not just learning. So those are some of the thoughts and ideas I have about this position, and I look forward to being in touch with you. Have a great day. Bye.